Hey YouTube, Meef here. Welcome to episode 53 of FTB Continuum quick tips and stuff. So this is part 3 of our space station setup. Last couple episodes we went over some of the basic machines to get this thing rocking and rolling. We set up the warp core and the warp controller. So what I'm doing now is, once I'm back to the space station here, I've got a few things set up. So I loaded up these data storage units with 1,000 data from each of the three kind of core areas. So composition, mass, and then distance. So these are coming from satellites that we put into orbit earlier. We're going to need these in order to actually do a little bit of searching here. This trip I did bring with the stuff, so charcoal, flux, charred nether brick, lava wood, and then a fire charge. Brought that with because if we look at, this is called Eye of the Storm. This is the one that'll actually unlock the basis of all alchemy stuff. These are the components or artifacts for the warp core in order to get this stuff organized, so we can actually find it. And let's take a look here. Let's get inside. Smoky bitch. So let's try and get this data set in here the way we want it. One of those, one of those. Buffer and store buffer. So it looks like these are actually set specifically, so distance, mass, and then composition. So make sure you got those in the right spots. This looks like all this stuff is good. Let's take a look at. Okay. So the planet tracking, here's where we're going to try and set this up. We'll see how this goes. Let's get this stuff out of the way. And let's get a planet ID chip. So this one's unprogrammed. Let's put this in here. And then 100 of each data type is required. Okay, so let's search for planet. Let's see if it'll let us do it. As you can see, the GUI here is kind of doing its thing. Let's check and see what the data is doing. Guess it doesn't really do anything at the moment. So we can turn that on, save a little bit of oxygen. How's this doing? Well, it looks like we're getting close. Let's see what is going to come out of this. Okay, planet name, the Eye of the Storm. So artifacts, we've got all this stuff there. Let's see if we can select the planet. Let's go up, and then we're going to go, not there, not E-Tech. Maybe it is E-Tech. Let's double click here. Eye of the Storm, there it is. Let's see if we can get this selected. And let's hit escape. Okay, so we got a destination here. Fuel cost is going to be 500. It looks like all this stuff is good. We could warp there. I've got 1,000 in there right now. And I'm wondering if that is going to be enough for there and back. I think we should be okay. Let's see here. Let's take a look at. Actually, piss on it. Is there anything left? No, there wasn't. I left those back on Earth. So I think what I'm gonna do here is let's just go. Let's just warp. So fuel cost 500. Hopefully it's only that to come back, and then we'll go from there. But let's do it. So this thing's moving, and it looks like we've got this oriented in the right direction. So that's good. And we'll see how far. And how long this actually takes. Just let this go for a little bit here. Looks like it did just use 100 here. Warp selection. A little bit of information there, but not too much. So it looks like our fuel cost is 1. Okay, so we're back to Earth is going to be 500. So it looks like this is set, and you can see, let's go outside here. Looks like it just took a little bit, but we've kind of arrived at our destination here. Judging by what's going on down there, this could be kind of ugly. So now that we're here, for the moment we're good. I'm gonna go up here to the ship and see if this thing, what this bad boy is gonna do. I did bring a bunch of extra fuel with just in case. So let's see what happens here. So I did enable flying on the server. To see if it would get rid of that error that I was seeing, and it did. Not sure, I guess with the jetpacks and stuff, I'm not sure why it wasn't enabled by default, but that's okay. That seemed to work okay. Looks like we're getting closer to where we need to be here. Okay, and there we switched. So let's descend. And the biome here is stormland already, so it looks like it's night. We'll see how ugly things are here. have some clouds. Holy shit, and there's a whole shitload of creepers. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sit here. And it looks like my rocket's taking off again, which is okay. No big deal. I have to see how how I'm gonna make that work. I wonder if there is a day cycle here. Well, obviously there's a day cycle. I'm just wondering if the spawning is the same. Anyway, so we've essentially made it here and back. There is the better questing stuff. These charcoal logs. And as soon as I get back here, let's just get back. But we're going to claim our 32 charcoal logs here. It looked like there was a whole pile of those there. But let's see here. So we've opened up the basis of all alchemy. And here we have our dark matter business. But anyway, so that's pretty much what we needed to do. Was get that warp core stuff set up with the artifacts and just make sure that you've got plenty of fuel in there. I think what I'm going to do now is head back to Earth. It looked like there was an atmosphere there, so we should be able to use just regular armor and whatnot to make that work. I think what I'm going to do is we'll probably clear out that landing space a little bit. Hopefully I can catch this on a day cycle. Not sure. It looks like it's night. But see if we can catch it on a day cycle, clear that area out a little bit, and then get in there and do some business. Right now I'll end up heading back to Earth with these 32 charcoal logs. And then probably check to see what it's going to take to make this dark matter, because I have a feeling it's relatively expensive. But some of this other stuff looks really cool. Some of these weapons I think are going to be pretty sweet. And then we're going to really head towards this creative stuff and get a little nuts with that. So that'll be it for this episode. We'll catch up with you again once I kind of organize the stuff that we need to in order to get through the rest of this. Or the start of this anyway. And then I'll catch up with you then. Till next time.